Hello, everyone. Hope that this message finds you well. Wanted to do another video on safety, rebuilding safety after childhood trauma, and complex PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. I do want you to know that this video um, is for professional use only. This content discusses trauma and the nervous system response to trauma. Please be sure to pause if you feel overwhelmed. Also, note that this video is for educational purposes only, and by no means should it be substituted for your therapy or medical care. And so, just want to put that disclaimer out there for you, but also hope that you find this information helpful. Before continuing, I invite you to think about how you are showing up in this moment. Can you notice your body? If you're sitting, can you notice how your body is in the chair? And I would love for you to, on a scale from 1 to 10, rate how regulated do you feel right now? If your answer is 5 or below, if you're feeling extremely dysregulated, then I'd like for you to pause. Take a moment, because safety isn't just about whether you are in danger. It's about whether your body feels safe. For people with childhood trauma or complex PTSD, the body rarely feels safe and it has learned to be dysregulated. The body may rarely feel safe in those moments, even in calm environments. You can logically know that you're safe, right? You can know that I'm in a safe environment. However, still brace for impact, still be guarded, still show up as tense, because it's your nervous system that's responding. It's not what your mind is saying, but it's what your nervous system is responding to. Notice your shoulders, right? And in this very moment, just notice your shoulders. Are they lifted? Are they uptight? Or are they rested? Notice your jawline, right? Is it tight? Is it clenched? Or is it relaxed? You don't have to change anything. Just observe in this moment. Pause for 15 seconds. And if possible, allow your muscle to soften by maybe 5%. So if you feel yourself uptight or tense, you can just allow yourself to relax a bit. When trauma happens in childhood, especially repeated trauma, the nervous system develops around unpredictability. And so the body learns to stay alert, stay vigilant, stay small, stay pleasing, freeze, or completely disappear. This is what we know clinically as the fight, flight, freeze, fawn, sometimes even just collapse response to trauma. And so recognize how you're showing up in moments, and that will give you an indication of which of the responses is showing up for you. Trauma researcher Bessel van der Kolk explains that trauma is stored in the body's stress system. And so in his book, The Body Keeps the Score, he describes how the body continues reacting even in the absence of the original threat. So something may have happened and your body has marked the moment by the response. And so anything in your present environment that mimics that past experience will incite the same response as if the trauma was happening in this present moment. With complex PTSD, this is not one event, it's repeated activation over time. And the nervous system may not remember what calm feels like because you have always had to react to threats, react to feeling unsafe, react to disruptions in your life. I want you in this moment to take a moment to look around at your surroundings and find something neutral or mildly pleasant. And this is something that you can do in moments when your body feels dysregulated. It's how you begin to train yourself and your nervous system to feel safe again. Notice a color, a light source, a plant, a shape, and just pause. Notice whether your body is responding differently while looking at that object. Pause, maybe 15, 20 seconds. When trauma happens in childhood, safety becomes relational. So if caregivers were unpredictable, critical, neglectful, or frightening, closeness itself feels dangerous. And this takes us to understanding attachment theory, which was first developed by John Bowlby. It shows that early relationships shape nervous system regulation. So our early relationships with our caregivers shape how we learn to regulate or not our nervous system. The body adapts to expect instability in some environments. In the case of complex PTSD, this may show up as chronic shame, given the experiences, emotional flashbacks. It could be fear of abandonment or difficulty trusting safe people. And I'm speaking to adults who may be carrying a child within you that has not yet healed. As we talk about childhood experiences, notice if your posture shifts. Did you lean forward? Did you lean backward? Are you pulling back? Are you collapsing inward? And if that's the case, I want you to pause. If you notice collapse, I want you to gently press your feet into the floor and kind of like anchor or ground yourself. Feel the ground supporting you. Pause for another 20 seconds. Healing complex trauma does not begin with thinking differently. Sometimes we think we can just have a new thought and change our behaviors, but complex trauma is different. It begins with helping your nervous system experience small, repeated moments of safety. And so safety grows in doses the body can tolerate. So small doses repeatedly. Let's practice one. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Do that 3 times. Longer exhale signal to the nervous system that the emergency may be over. Think about it. It's difficult for you to breathe slowly when you're in danger. If you're flighting, running from something, you don't have time to stop and breathe slowly. So this communicates to your nervous system that you are safe. Childhood trauma removes choice. Safety rebuilds through micro choices. So you choosing to regulate, you choosing to make decisions such as taking those deep breaths, it helps you to rebuild safety within. Shift slightly in your chair, just a little bit, in any direction, and then pause again. These little moments of intentionality helps. Notice that you choose that movement. You made that choice. And that choice restores your agency. Pause. Take another pause. If comfortable, place one hand on your chest and one on your abdomen and let your body feel its own contact. Feel yourself. Pause for 15 seconds. If touch feels activating, press your palms gently into your thighs or your outer thighs, wherever feels comfortable for you. Notice pressure, notice support. We regulate through safe connections and first starting with ourselves. Consistency and attunement helps your nervous system to learn to trust again. A lot of the times, folks who have experienced complex trauma is not comfortable with touch. And so you, at your own pace, would have to reestablish safety in your touch. If appropriate, in the therapeutic setting, Allow brief and very steady eye contact, right? Slow your speech, model regulated breathing. And I need you to say to yourself, notice whether sitting here together feels different than sitting alone. And then pause. Safety is often co regulated before it comes internalized. That's the work you do with others. In the case of complex PTSD, emotional flashbacks are very common. These are sudden waves of shame or fear or abandonment that feels overwhelming but are not caused by present danger. Your mind is reminding you of the thing, flashback, and it is eliciting a certain type of response within you. If a surge of emotions appears, try saying internally to yourself, this feels old. This is my nervous system remembering. So it's important for you to distinguish the old thing in the present moment and speak in truth to that. Pause. Then gently orient yourself again to the room that you're in and name 3 objects that you can see around you. Because rebuilding safety after childhood trauma or complex PTSD is slow. It happens through repetition, through small regulation practices, such as what we're engaging with now, through safe relationships with others that are consistent over time. It is really important to understand the work of co-regulation and being in safe relationships to restore a healthy nervous system. Safety can be learned, even if it's not modeled. Always take a pause when you're feeling dysregulated. I want you to check in with yourself again on a scale from 1 to 10 and identify where your nervous system might be now. How are you feeling right now? How regulated or dysregulated are you feeling? I hope you found this helpful, and I hope that you can be patient with your process as you begin to teach yourself safety again. It starts with you. It starts with recognizing what your body is communicating and responding to that, teaching your inner child, your nervous system, that you're safe again. Breathing works. So when you feel overwhelmed, you feel nervous, you feel anxious, just pause, take a breath, slowly in, hold, and slowly, gradually exhale. That's how you teach your nervous system that you're safe again. This can be used in high stress environments like public speaking, having difficult conversations, whether you're at work and you are feeling unsafe in a group of people. You can do this work with yourself. It doesn't have to be loud. It could be your own internal way of resetting your nervous system. If you need help, be sure to reach out. Thinking of you as you go through your process of healing. Be well.